because we hit the 1 hour break at the bottom. So -1 to the 15.
So, okay, hold on a second here. So you've hit your top 15, you've reversed the daily now, you've taken your short at the hourly, you said, right?
At the 1 hour or 15-minute.
Yeah, so the 15-minute or the 1 hour, all the same. So you're saying that because really I want to see like where your logic flow sits in terms of controllers and masters. So the daily's the master, right? We know that the
Yep.
daily's the master time frame here. Your controller in this trade, are you saying it's a 15 or a 1 hour? Because I want
1
like
hour.
a specific difference. Okay, so your controller is a 1 hour. So then show me your target on the bottom side of this chart that is going to allow your master to be still intact, but also the controller.
It was. It was this break level here. This is like my target.
Okay, and so
The
that
4
price
hour,
is,
1 hour gen.
and so you're looking at 66.
Yep.
But it looks a bit, the number's a bit small. Okay, so then what is, okay, so the next thing I would ask you is what is the current trail that has brought Bitcoin up? So what has it been testing in this move up?
I had it as a 4 hour. So we hit this 4 hour origin. That's like a daily backside.
Right?
And then we retested the 4 hour, even though it didn't hit exactly.
Okay.
We hit the 4 hour to the daily.
Okay, so then what 4 hour, if that's the case, then I want to know what 4 hour do you have to lose in order to reach your target below? So your target below is 66,000 and something. What 4 hour? So you then realize that you're telling me that if this level gets lost, you're going to 66, full stop. There should be no bounces. There should be
This 4
nothing
hour.
else that can bring it back up. So your 4 hour is really everything that you're looking to aim towards here. Yes?
So it'll be this. Yeah. So it'll be this 4 hour that we have to lose.
So we lose that 4 hour and we drop to 66 something. So lose this 4 hour right here and you're dropping down about 4 more percent. That's kind of where you're at because you're going down to that 4 hour break level down below, which is also that level. So there's no other stops between there.
When you mean stops, I'm not sure because obviously we can be held by this 4 hour backside, for example. That'll just let my greediest take profit.
Okay. So the first thing I'll say is you're missing a trend from the 4 to 4 hour right there on your screen. Because if you're targeting a 4 hour level, you're missing a critical one. So
This one
that's
here?
number one. You're missing, nope. Start from the base of the move. Yep. So you're missing this. That's number one. So your target's never getting hit with this in the wing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. Now, what has laddered Bitcoin? Because I don't believe it's going to be a 4 hour here, but I also, there's nothing saying that I'm right here either. I could very much well be wrong. So, like, if I were you right now, I would be looking at what had brought Bitcoin up. Because really, whatever's laddering Bitcoin up, that's what's going to be the thing that brings you down to your other targets. So, I need you to start by what had brought Bitcoin up, what had started this move, and then where are the trails existing? Because you've
You
got
mean
4
down
hour
here?
levels. No. In the local part.
You mean local part, yeah. So you mean this up here?
Yes.
Yeah, I had this 4 hour origin here that we hit as the retest.
Okay. Anything else?
I also had the weekly marked, but we haven't finished the weekly, so we can't have that. Highest time frame, yeah, with the 4 hour. I know there's a 5 minute in here that we hit, but I don't think that really. I did look at the 5 minute as like the 15 to the 5. There's literally 5 minute right here that we just hit the wick. But the greatest time frame I had is the 4 hour origin.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm
I'm
gonna
guessing
do,
I'm wrong.
I wouldn't say you're wrong. I think you're missing some steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to take a look at what has been bringing Bitcoin up. So like so far, I don't mind what you're saying. So I'm going to adjust my 4-hour level to here so that I'm on the same page as you. I had it marked as a local 5-minute, but it's all in within the same. It held the move up, and so that's fine. So we start with a 4, and what I want to do is I just want to kind of confirm what it's targeting, right? Because you have it being testing a 4 here, and I immediately have a problem with that because I see this here and I'm like, okay, it missed. So technically it's been testing it all the way from up here. This to me can be refined more. So I want to go and find more of the appropriate spot it's been testing. So for me, it's more of an hourly level here instantly already. And this even looks like polarity smaller time frame because I need to know like the smaller time frames it's hitting, and I need to have some kind of confirmation because if I use this 4-hour, I simply am saying this is hit all the way from up here, kind of missed, kind of not. This is never hit, but then technically it's hit all the way up here. So then, like if you're using 4 hours, like why couldn't this stop you? For example, why couldn't this stop you and then build a range trend and then you move up again instead of sinking down to the 66K mark you have here? Because you're marking this is your kind of target, right? Like this is your target 4-hour. It's got the 4-hour there. It's got this there. It's a great. It looks like it could potentially be a great trade, but I think there's a lot more happening here because at the same token, then what's wrong with this 4-hour? And what's wrong with this range trend, right? So there are other things here I'd like to just kind of investigate further before I come to a conclusion. So I want to see what this has been testing here. So like clearly you have oopsies. No, we don't want to do that. Clearly here you have, and it almost looks like a 15 or a 5-minute origin. Right? So you've got 15-minute backside that has been tested right here. So you also have a 15-minute backside. What else do you have? Oh, well, you don't really have, you've got a 5-minute origin here. And so this is testing a 15-minute level, whether it's a 5-minute origin or a 15-minute level. That is clearly testing this. Like I would trust this more than I would trust the, and I'm even just going to mark this green. Yeah, we're just going to go green with the remembrance and the idea that, look, it tested a 15-minute level, but there's also a 5-minute there. They're both 15-minute levels, but I want to understand and keep my mind open to the fact that there could also be a 5-minute origin that this might be testing. So now, instead of thinking about 4-hour levels to get down there, I think we need to kind of create this trail and what can hit next. So if this is a 15-minute level here or 5-minute origin polarity, do you have anything else like that in here? Well, you have this right here. You've got a 15-minute backside, which is also your 15-minute level. Was this 5-minute origin? So this is really where I need to see, like, okay, what level was here that caused polarity? All of a sudden, we're starting to see that, did this get hit? Yes, it did. All of a sudden, we're starting to see, hey, 5-minute origins are being hit. So I don't like your 4-hour because I know there's more inside of there. So we're actually testing 15-minute levels. And just going to mark this back here. Testing 15-minute levels as 5-minute origins polarity. So this is really, really, really what I want to pay attention to. We don't have anything. Well, we kind of have this, but was this polarity or not? Yeah, like you've got. What I don't like about this is it's not an origin. So do you just have like a raw 15-minute in here? It's there. So you're kind of matching all criteria. You don't have backside, you have that there. So I mean, the only thing you really have left is going for a 5-minute level right here. This is about all you have left. So I think this becomes more of the spot where you have to kind of pay attention because this is, if you are going to break this, this is about the only spot that can hold it. So we can't go up in time frames here. We can only use this. And then, so we can try to find combos here, but I don't really think you're going to have much of a difference in price to find combos, maybe on a 1-minute level, but like not even, right? So I think really the only thing you have here is you have a 5-minute hold level, and that's about it. You might hit the wick here and hold the wick, but I think this is it here. So I think when you're saying that you're supposed to automatically go down now, this would concern me. This would concern me because this is a 5-minute backside. Is it also a 15-minute level? Like there's a 15-minute level here. So this is a 15-minute level and there's a 15-minute level here. So like you do have this other criteria that is kind of pseudo to that 5-minute origin also being hit, because if this does hold right here, or even right now, right here, if this does hold, then you can instantly turn these to 15-minute levels and find the 15 minutes that were hit. Instead of that, you've got, we've marked this as, now we go backside here instead. We turn that to a 15, and then we go backside here and turn that into a 15 because that's backside front side, but it's not really. So we kind of have to stick with the that. And then if this falls here, where you're going next is actually to the 15-minute level here. So now you can go to this 15-minute level. And I think you would just take the backside for the simple RA facts, but you would likely go and target that right there. And with that said, you've even targeted an origin here. So it's not unrealistic to go here and target this, to start laddering origin back tests. So like you hit this break level, this could possibly be next. So I think while I don't think your long-term analysis is wrong, what I don't like in your logic flow is these pieces, because I almost see you're trying to lose this level right here. And for you, you're moving straight down after you lose this, but I can see a reason why we may stop somewhere like right here. So if you were sitting here and you were saying like you lose this and all of a sudden you go here and you start bouncing up and losing profits and you're just expecting it to go down forever, I think there's a possibility that this does bounce that move, right? So I think there are definitely a few things that potentially you're not seeing because you're too focused on the higher time frame instead of what can happen on the internal here. So I think that's something that's very real with your setup and the way you're looking at things here. And yeah, like it'll be very interesting to see what happens here. I would very much expect a bounce here or here.
Yeah, I agree. I got that mark as well, that 15-minute.
Yeah, as well as
I forgot to say that part of the reason I took that 15-minute was number one, I had this 1 hour origin being created and this 1 hour holding.
yeah,
And then it was the 4 hours, the retest off the daily.
yeah.
And then internally, where we hit the 1 hour break, I didn't want to miss the move. So I took the 15-minute rather than the 4 hour.
Also, like what's wrong
Daily.
with this 4-hour level and this range trend here? Because you didn't have your first trend here. You've got your cycle trend. So you've got we can just call this local global for
I
now.
didn't thought those. I didn't think of those. So that's very good shout.
Yeah, because if you're gonna get down to this range, I would fully expect you to go and test that first or something else in order to exploit this part of the range to find it, or to just go and test this range off this polarity here. Like depending on how fast we go down, like if I would also expect something like this to go here and then hold this trend here, and you're still looking for target here, and then it's just like, oh, you missed, and how much are you forfeiting? So like there's a few things I want to see happen here logic flow wise first, because even from the master time frame, which is your daily, like you have the same metric that you used for your piece down here, you have it right here. You have daily to daily. So you've picked this one because it's nice, but this is absolutely realistic right here. Like there's no reason why this can't do the exact same thing this did, and this can offset that daily and keep moving up. There's also no reason why you can continue to hold this range down from well, even actually, if you were to take this even one step further, like what's wrong with this right here again? What's wrong with this testing that trend? And this is now going to be a 15-minute origin that turns into an hourly. So this could be a reverse target. And then is there an hourly that coincides with this somewhere? Oh, that's actually an hourly. So technically you've got a 4-hour right here too. So you've got a 4-hour here. You've got your, so like this to me looks like the spot. This to me looks like the spot or the reverse here to continue to hold the move, but I don't think it's the reverse. I think you've got this. So like you losing this trade, like losing this level and then hitting this to bounce up might blindside you, right?
Yep.
Or even further down, like you can get to some of these lower levels. Like I do still like this down here, or even just like this as just like a 15-minute backside that just covers the RA. I'm not looking specifically labeling it backside, and that's why I'm taking it. I'm looking to cover the RA spread against the front because it's 7%, and I'm not missing this over 7%. So like if you were gonna if you wanted to see the 4-hour level, if this gains or not, you should be literally taking profit here on this 4-hour level because you're just going to go down 20% more and then regain it. So if your thought in this trade is that you lose this 4-hour level as your big moment, you should just be getting out on that because you're going to get blindsided by this. And if you don't move, and if not, you should be holding past into something like one of these lower targets here. It's even possible that you just hit this. I think when you lose this trend here, if you do lose that trend, you can open yourself up to the next test of this range. So here we see that range is tested. So like if you lose this level and this level, so I want to see those both in your kind of technical analysis and saying like, what do we need to lose? I want to see you lose this level and this level. And then I can say, in order to get down to this range here, we have to break we have to break the local to the global and let the local cycle. So if that local can cycle, it means we can open up this part of the range. So this piece is tested. Now we are down into this range here in it. So are you stopping here? And this is staying intact. So instead of losing this 4 hour, I want to see your thought process change to, can we lose this? Not do we gain rejection as a target? Can we lose this? Because I don't want you to get blindsided. We start losing this level, you bounce here and you move up. I want to see, can we lose this instead of what you have is, can we lose this? I agree that a 4 hour level is important here. +1, -1 here to the master and as the controller, this trend to this range that's been tested to here. That even gives you, even start with like your simplest information as an hourly here, an hourly here that can also hold that up. If those 4 hours both get lost, where can you offset that? Well, you can start by hitting a break here. You don't have any other breaks there, or you can find polarity. So you could also be, I don't like using this. I would never use that. That's fine. This is also that 5 minute level is held there. So now I think you just start going, what's my greediest ladder point? So you got 5 minute backside there. You've got, you can even say it's a 15-minute wick there. So then do you just go 15-minute wick here and take the hit for 14%? Possibly. But we also did confirm it's a 5. So let's see where that next 5 is, because the ladder point here could be your greediest point. And this 5, I believe, is already tested as polarity. Is it not? Wait, what color did I just use? Jesus, this is actually already tested on the 5. So your 5 is actually already tested. So that's kind of worrisome. So like this is almost having to hold up the entirety of the move. So that's actually gone. What does this predate back to? Let's check this, because now I want to know more about why I have this yellow level here. That there. Again, it's not going to be relevant. We're still beyond that. That's the 4 hour level. That's that. So like really, this can almost represent the same thing as this. So this can actually almost represent the same thing as that with trend, and it can cycle. I'm going to just go back to my 15 minutes and try to see what else I can make of this. So we do have right here a 15-minute level here. So then I do think you're right back down here to here. So now you have a decision between the spread of this trade from here to here. So I think what I might do is I might use this and combo down to find my target. I think that's my best case scenario in all of this. So there's no combo down there. It's a disconnected time frame. Like there is here, but that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, you've got like a 3 minute here. Like, I don't know, maybe you even just target something like this. Like this right here. I don't love it, but if we're looking for a combo to the 15, that's the safest spot you can take while still going. So like I might just adjust my trade up a little bit just to something like this, just to control the spread of not missing it while laddering, because the trend can hold it here. So I may even just go like a little bit higher, just a little high, I think, like something like that. I may even go there just to diminish some of this risk from here to here, because there's no guarantee that this stops it. But if something were, I'm assuming this is what's going to, not only because it's completing as a ladder point, but because it fills all criteria on this chart. So this is where I would have liked to see your logic flow change a little bit, because I don't think necessarily losing this 4 hour, like I don't disagree with your targets on the bottom. I think, you know, you're looking at targets down here. I think that's fine, but I think you've got a lot of other work you need to do. I don't think losing this equates to the automatic gaining of that. I think losing this buys you that extra 1%, and then to see if this can cycle to open up the range. But I also can see a spot here where, you know, you go and you do something like that, and then when you lose that level, you know, this trend, if it were to cycle to here, I don't think you break that and try to cycle it again. I think that's a moment where you can actually just straight drop to your targets like that. But I think you do have something in here that you need to see first. So losing this doesn't equate to this move down here. Losing this, I feel, equates to some kind of test of something in here to cycle this trend. And if that fails, then I believe what you're talking about comes true. But for now, I think we need to look at this a little more in this area here for the fact that we also have trends here, right?
Yep.